Hi, I'm Mary Dykstra, and this is Module 5, Understanding My School, Whitensville Christian School. Our mission statement is to nurture the academic, spiritual, personal, social, creative, and physical development of students in cooperation with their parents for Christ-like service in God's world, and that lines up with standard number 1. Whitensville is a smaller part of the town of Northbridge. It's run by selectmen. There are town traditions like the 4th of July fireworks, a turkey trot, the Boy Scout Christmas tree sale. We had a new one called Wooed by the Food. It was a big food truck event. We have a Whiten Community Center with a gym, indoor pool, lots of activities for the community, Memorial Day parade, and free outdoor concerts in the summer, just to name a few. This is some pictures of our town. It was an old mill town, and these are some of the mills that have been revamped. Our school in particular is different because we have families that come from over 30 different communities in 3 states, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and Massachusetts. Over 75 different churches are represented in our school, and our international population come from China, Chile, Korea, Brazil. So our custom and traditions are pretty unique to Whitensville Christian School. So even though we are located in Whitensville, um, here's another picture. Whitensville was founded by the Whiten family, and the Whiten family produced a lot of beautiful architecture in our town. This is called the Victorian, and my friend actually owns it and lives there. So some of the common traditions of Whitensville Christian School, we're a faith-based school. At least one parent has to be a Christian. We have tuition as our basis for funding. Our parents have very high expectations for education, but they also are looking for a nurturing environment. Our leadership strives for excellence in all we do. We have excellent academic, athletic, and arts programs. Some of our traditions are Grandparents' Day, Apple Pie Fundraiser, an annual auction. This is a picture of our apple pies. We make over 6,000 apple pies and sell them as a fundraiser, and this is one of our state championship basketball teams. Our families, again, are faith-based, so it shapes all of our decisions. And we're a private school, so we can regulate who we hire, and as well as potential students and families. Economic and political, social class structure, all of our families can afford to send their kids to Whitensville. So we don't have problems with socioeconomic issues, but we sometimes can run into a consumer mentality in our families. However, most of them have a genuine desire for a quality Christian education. Our international population makes up about 3% of the high school, and our background is mostly Caucasian, some Hispanic, African American, and most Protestant denominations are represented in our school. Our policies are set by teachers, parents, alumni, administration, and former parents who serve on committees. Our curriculum is guided by a curriculum coordinator, subject to content groups and the administration. We're accredited by the New England Association of Schools and Colleges, and we're a member of Christian Schools International. When we do face change, large changes are usually headed by our strategic planning committee. These look at 5 to 10-year goals, and as well as building projects, capital campaigns. When we want to make in-house or smaller changes, we have a process that is a proposal process. So people write a background, a proposal, and the rationale and submit it to the administrative team. Our population characteristics, most parents and families, the parents have at least a bachelor's degree and some higher. Faculty will have a bachelor's degree, and most of them have higher degrees. Our graduates go on to college. The ones that don't will go to the military for a year and then go to college. The school was founded in 1928. And again, our parents are working parents. A lot of families have both parents who work. They're middle class to upper middle class. We have a wide variety of races, as well as our international population. Diversity issues don't really have much play in our school. And our international population is intentional so that we have wider diversity and integration. Our community channels, this is our website, WhitensvilleChristian.org. We use social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We have very limited radio ads on some of the local Christian radio stations. Our TV and newspapers focus and highlight our sports, honor roll, special events, just like they do with all of the other schools in the area. Our school is in the same district with neighboring schools, so we play against each other, and that way, we're just one of all the other ones as far as community coverage for channels and the TV and the newspaper. Community groups, again, because we're a private school, we don't have the influence of a lot of the community groups that might try influence a public school. We do have community groups within our school that are volunteers, and they take care of all kinds of things, like our hot lunch program is run completely by volunteers. Our fundraisers, like the apple pies and the auctions. This year we started homecoming, and there's a picture of that. We have room parents, library volunteers. The leadership in our school, we have different levels. The board is our final decision makers. They are elected members. There's about 12 members on the board. We have a society, and that's made up of all of our parents. And then we have the education committee, which is administration, parents, and board members, and then our administrative team, which is all of the principals and the headmaster. Our community leaders' characteristics. Our headmaster has over 30 years of experience at our school. Our high school principal has 20 years of experience, and he also is an alumni to the school. With their combined experience, it just offers a wealth of wisdom for any situation. We have a team approach with the rest of the principals, and the board members are active when needed and on a monthly basis. Our community leaders are widely known and accessible. They're very well known not only in our school but in the broader community. They're also connected in various leadership circles. Our high school principal is a member of our Dual Valley League, and so all the high school principals meet together monthly just to discuss education and what's going on in the various schools. Our leaders are consistent, confidential, and influential, and that lines up with standard number 3. Sorry about that. Our economic conditions. We report yearly to our society. So the education gives monthly reports to the board. The board meets monthly, and then on a yearly basis, we report to the society. We are driven by enrollment. That's how we get our funding. So if enrollment is good, our school's in a good and healthy place. There have been times when we've had wage freezes when enrollment goes down for a couple years in a row. Or we are graduating large classes and taking in small classes. That makes things a little bit more not as stable. Right now, we're in a very healthy state. We've been given about 30 acres of extra land, and we're starting some new building projects. Our business office is in-house. We operate separately from state and federal funding. We have a tax-exempt identification because we're a nonprofit organization. However, with the recent Supreme Court decision, we are keeping an eye on what will be happening with nonprofit institutions. The other churches, well, churches in general, as well as other nonprofit institutions, are also wondering what will happen next as far as changes in politics and nonprofit status. And we also work with area supporting churches. We have very few social tensions. We don't have any gangs. I guess you can say we have cliques, but nothing that stands out. Our drama club has everybody in it, so not only the kids who like to act, but also athletics, athletes, smart kids, just so there's a lot of ways that we cross the boundaries, which are good things. We're also working on becoming more inclusive for students with special needs. However, we're not equipped for students who are challenged with emotional and psychological issues. We have a bullying policy, an open circle curriculum taught in our elementary school, and we also have weekly chapels and yearly themes focusing on Christ and His desire for our lives and the lives of our students. Sources of information. We get our information, we keep the students' files on site for the minimum number of years. We have questionnaires, we have a school directory. RenWeb is where we use the system that we use for all our data collection, grades, admissions, everything. Member of the Blackstone Valley Chamber of Commerce. The minutes of the school board meetings are open to the society. Again, once a year the society meets. The education committee gives their reports to the board. They meet monthly. The administrative team meets weekly, and we report to the education committee, who reports to the board, who reports to the society. Power structures. The daily running of the school is run by the administrators. So we have a principal for each portion of the school. We are all housed in one building. And then we all report to the headmaster, and we are the administrative team. And as a team, we report to the education committee. The education committee reports to the school board. The school board are the final decision makers. They report to the society for general information, and the society votes on the yearly budget. We don't really have multicultural issues. We do have a decent diversity within our community for our location. We can't, we have worked at creating more diversity by having an international population, and it's great to see the students weave their culture into the school. So sometimes we highlight the languages and traditions during assemblies and chapels and performing events, and it really brings a richness when students share their cultural traditions and unique characteristics. Power structures. We're not aligned with any political parties, being a private school. Our influence is based on biblical understanding, and that's how the school was founded. Our policies are still set according to our foundation, however, they are updated and adhered to. So our institution strives to honor God in all we do, and decision-making boards have rotating memberships so that it stays fresh and new, as well as has the foundation and experience. So our board members serve 3-year terms. There's 12 members on the board, and they have a rotating cycle. And this lines up with standard number 5. Public opinion surveys. We're learning to use these more and more. So we are surveying alumni, graduates. We're doing exit interviews. We survey parents and faculty. Our surveys are online. We also do personal interviews, not only of incoming families, but of those who are leaving. And we're also using more social media for marketing and increasing public awareness as well as public opinion. Surveys help us understand what people are thinking. We have some people on the education committee who puts them into charts. We share it with the education committee, show the extremes as well as the norms, and it helps shape our long-range strategic planning. And that's a picture of the back of our school. And so I hope you've enjoyed hearing about Whitinsville Christian School. Thanks.